Hello, and welcome to Funny Running Stories, where we mash up running and laughter. I'm Martise Moore, the Run Faster coach, and today we are joined by Nita Sweeney. Yay! Thanks for joining us today, Nita. So, where are you from and how long have you been running?
Well, I live in Central Ohio, and that's where I'm from as well. I've lived a number of places, but that's where I live now. And I've been running about 10 years. So I'm kind of a late bloomer, but boy, I'm glad I found it.
Oh, good. What kind of distances do you like to run?
Well, I've done 3 fulls, 28 halves in 18 states, and more than 100 shorter races. So for someone who started out as a private runner who was never going to leave the neighborhood, I that didn't last, but I
Okay,
caught the bug. I'm in.
nice.
I'm all in.
Nice. Okay, well, don't leave us in suspense any longer. Please tell us your funny running story.
Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. All right. But I'm a middle-aged woman, so some of the other middle-aged women will get this.
Okay.
So I have a few issues with not always like knowing when I'm going to need a porta potty, which that's kind of a running thing anyway.
Sure.
But as women age, it can become a problem.
Hmm.
So this happened relatively early in my running journey. I was running through the neighborhood and I would see this one neighbor often out working in his yard, very friendly guy. He'd wave. And so on this particular day, I had forgotten to wear a thing I usually wear to help when we'll just call it what it is, urinary incontinence happens.
Okay.
And so I'm running along, I'm almost at the end of my run, and everything's wet, let's just say. And I was horrified. I was just trying to get home in time to get everything taken care of. And I'm running down the street, and who should be out in his yard but the guy? And
Oh
I'm thinking,
no.
oh my God. So I'm there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to like turn around and go a different way. And so I thought, well, here we go. So I run by and I'm prepared to be embarrassed. And he just looked at me. He didn't see anything, whatever. And he just said, "You go, you are so inspiring."
Oh, that's
I had to
awesome.
laugh at I laughed at myself, and I thought, you just never know. And then of course I ran home and took everything off and put everything in the washer. But I find it funny because so many times when I'm running, I think, oh, people are laughing because of the way I look. I'm I'm an older woman, a little bit larger. Or I think, oh, I'm so slow. Or I think, just all those things that we think. And I think, and over the years now, I realize that most runners have that same kind of perception. Many of them do. And here's this guy out, pushing his lawnmower. Go you. And so it was sort of a sweet, kind of funny thing, because I just thought, yeah, I just don't know. So that's always what I like to think of. As the thing that makes me laugh, makes me smile, because I was prepared to be embarrassed and just mortified this guy was going to see basically that I'd peed myself. I don't think he even noticed. I probably had black leggings on or whatever, and he wasn't paying attention to that. He just saw middle-aged woman running down the street. So
see, you were inspiring. And I think that happens to a lot of people, like especially people who are self-conscious about their running or the fact that they may be really slow, is that you're 9 times out of 10, you're doing more than the people that are looking at you.
yeah.
So they're inspired by that, like, well, she can do it, I can do it too, or that kind of thing.
Well, that's what I hope. I know that especially in the last year here, as we've had isolation, people staying at home, I see so many more people that never ran. And I hope that, someone saw me out there clogging along and thought, holy crap, if she can do it, surely I can. That's what I hope. So,
and they probably definitely did, And then, the other thing too is it's normal for people to sweat in that area. So like that could be another reason why people don't even notice, because it's like, well, people sweat there all the time too. So.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's stuff that we don't talk about a lot, but runners tend to. And I'm in a big running group, and our pace group tends to be women about my age. Most of them are, you know, I don't know, not older runners, but may have started running later. And so we're sort of back of the packers. And, you know, when we get out there, you're at mile 10, mile 12, you're talking about everything. There's nothing on that off the table.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And
so
that's
I
why
just,
we're doing
I
this
just thought I'd share
podcast,
that.
because it's kind of a place where runners can talk like they normally talk, you know, and it's an audience that is like okay with the language and the actions or weird things that happen or unfortunate things that happen. Because, you know, now that we're all missing running, you know, in terms of running together, it's just nice for us to kind of reminisce, and it's great to be around other people that's kind of speak your language. So, you know.
Yes, it feels very much like a tribe or a fellowship. You know, when you get with the runners, there, you like I said, talk the same language, but we've had all these common experiences by training, sometimes racing together, having the mishaps, coming back from an injury, all that kind of stuff that the quote normal people, whatever they are, haven't experienced. And so, yeah, I'm still very much in contact on social media, texts, things like that with my running group. But my husband and I have chosen not to do hardly any in-person things. And so I haven't seen some of these people in person for months and months, and can't wait till things, you know, hopefully sooner than later, we can actually be together again and have our fellowship. So,
yeah. So what does your running life look like these days? Sounds like you're running alone.
Yeah, I'm running through, let's see, I was trying to think the other day how many miles it is. I know I've done, in my little neighborhood, I have done 20 miles without ever, I mean, I think there's a few streets I had to go on twice, but it's just a little suburban area. And, you know, you go back and forth, back and forth. But right now I'm training for half with my eyes on Columbus full. So I'm training, you know, I'm running 3 or 4 times a week. I just finished 7 on Sunday. Is that just yesterday? I guess it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Whenever that was, whenever Sunday
yesterday.
Was. And, you know, so it actually probably looks about the same. The biggest difference is just where I'm running, because we have a lovely trail. I'm in Central Ohio, and as I said, and we have this lovely trail called the Olentangy Trail along the Olentangy River. It's gorgeous. And that's where our running group usually meets. And we have other great green spaces here, just a beautiful rolling hills and along 2 very large rivers, the Scioto River and the Olentangy River. And I've only been on that trail. I think I was on the trail twice in 2020. So I really miss that location. I'm fortunate to live in a gorgeous neighborhood, but it's not the same as that long, narrow trail with the river right beside it and the people. So yeah, but other than that, it looks pretty much the same. I will say though, it surprised me. I kind of like to think of myself as pretty hardcore, you know, running under pretty much any conditions. But this year, when fall rolled into winter and the temperatures dropped, normally I would acclimate through the running group. So there'd be those first few weekends when I'd think, oh man, I don't even know how to dress anymore. You know, every year, spring and fall, I forget how to dress. And you know, we would talk to each other on Facebook or something, and we'd all be meeting and go to breakfast afterwards. And so it was sort of like this communal thing of all getting used to it again together. And that was really challenging to do alone. I mean, we still had the conversations, but to not have to show up at the parking lot with them, you know, and oh, she's got an extra hat on, or she's, you know, doesn't have the extra layer and whatever. So that's been the biggest difference that I've noticed right now. So.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Definitely the social aspect of, you know, running is, you realize how much it's a huge part of your life. And so you definitely notice when it's gone, and how much you depend on other people for motivation. And, you know, really, like, it may help you run faster, or just, you know, make it more fun in general. So it's been a challenge.
It has been a challenge. I think I did a couple virtual races and I used training plans for those, but knowing that there's no in-person day when you have the whole, like the expo to go to and meet everybody there and see everybody in the corrals, not, all those pieces that are missing and see everybody afterwards. It's just not the same. I mean, that there's no other way to put it. It's just not the same. But we're all doing the best we can. Our running group, and especially the local running store here, has just been amazing at posting challenges and videos and keeping us all motivated, and that we've felt connected. They have a hashtag running is not canceled, which I think has gone nationwide, but that's really been true. We just kept doing it. So
awesome. So where can we follow your running journey and kind of be virtually with you?
Yeah. Well, I'm primarily on Twitter, but I have a website. So that's probably the first place to go. It's nitasweeney.com, NITASWEENEY.com. So I'm the author of 2 books, one of which is a running and mental health memoir, Depression Hates a Moving Target. And you can find all the information about that there. Signed copies at a local bookstore, which you can order. And like I said, I'm really active on Twitter. I do a lot of chats and things. And I'm pretty much on every social media channel. So if Instagram's your thing, I'm there. And then I also do other things
what are
besides
your handles,
running.
So we know?
It's all Nita Sweeney. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just at Nita Sweeney, any place, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter. Nice. And and my website's probably the first place, nitasweeney.com. And then all those links, YouTube, everything's on that website. So yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for actually being very vulnerable with us and showing and reminding all of us that our insecurities are actually something to laugh about and embrace.
It's the only thing that works for me. So maybe put a big TMI warning on this one, but that's the moment I remember.
No, they're all TMI, believe me.
Are they? Okay, good.
You're not the first, and you definitely won't be the last.
Well,
I mean, if you think about it, most funny stories have something to do with something kind of, off color. So thank you so much
for inviting me.
And keep running and smiling and, just enjoying just the idea and thinking about how like one day soon, the more we run, the closer we're getting to being back together. So.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. That's a great way to think of it. Thank you, Martise. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.